Okay, what's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Where are you?
Right now, I'm actually waiting for some of my clients to show up. I'm going to show a couple properties in here in a second. And I actually wanted to talk to you because my client is a first time home buyer and they had a couple questions about the California Dreamers program. And I thought maybe I could ask you a couple questions to help me guide my client. So I guess first question would be if you can tell me a little bit about the program and how it works.
Yeah, the California Dream for All program is a state assistance program where the state will lend you 20% down payment to help you buy a house.
Wow. Okay. That's really beneficial. So, how do you have to pay that money back?
Yeah, you do. So it's a shared appreciation program. So that means if you buy a property at $500,000
Hmm.
and they give you 20% down payment to buy the property, and the property value goes from $500,000 to $100,000, the state of California wants 20% of the shared appreciation. So if the value goes up 100 grand, the state's going to get 20 grand and you're going to keep the 80 and continue to build equity in your home. So it's a great solution to help you get started in home ownership with honestly a huge down payment.
Okay, so if I can echo
So
this back to see if I understand, if I were to buy a home for like 500,000, the government would loan me about 100,000 and I don't have to pay that back until I sell. But on top of the 100,000 that they gave me, I would pay back, let's say if the house went to about 800,000, you're saying I have to give them 10% back of that 300,000 I made on the home, correct?
20%. So they're going to want 20% of the appreciation. If you make
20.
300,000, yeah. So if you make 300,000 profit on the house, they're going to want 60K.
Oh, that's not
So
bad at all.
consider it a fat tip. Consider it a fat tip, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they helped you buy with 20% down. Now, you mentioned something about first time home buyers. The state of California for this program has a very specific first time home buyer rule. They want
Hmm.
you to not only be a first time home buyer, but they want you to be a first generation home buyer as well. So that's two things that we have to look at. One,
Okay.
the buyer cannot have owned a property or been on title on a property for at least 7 years to be considered a first time home buyer. And
Okay.
then we have to look back to see if their parents owned real estate or not. So it does take everybody and it kind of narrows it down to first generation home buyers.
Okay, well, that's kind of perfect because that's exactly the situation I'm dealing with.
Awesome.
I have a very young couple and, came from another country. So, yeah, they would be first time home buyers. So, that's great.
That's fantastic. So, if your clients or any other buddy out there that's interested, you can reach out to Myrna or myself. We're going to help you get all the steps that you have to take to be eligible for the Dream for All program, which includes getting a pre-approval, which includes getting a Dream for All certificate. And then when the Dream for All portal opens up, you put your certificate in the pot, and it's kind of like a lottery system. And so, sometime in April, they do the lottery system. And if you're the winner of the lottery and you get the Dream for All, they'll lend you up to 20% of the purchase price, no more than $150,000, which can be applied towards your mortgage, up to 20% down payment, and help that first generation home buyer purchase a property.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that also helps because a lot of times when people have only 3.5% down FHA, they pay a lot of costs in PMI. So, this would totally cancel out that extra payment of PMI, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You're 20% down, no PMI, a good old fashioned 30-year fixed mortgage at California Dream for All rates. And last little thing is that there are some income limitations. So it is county specific. So depending on what county you're going to buy your first home in,
Hmm.
there are some income limits that we have to look at as well.
Well, I was gonna say, so if we needed to pre-qualify first, the easy step I would do is just connect my clients with you, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's right.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Mike. You're amazing.
You're welcome. Have a great showing and happy selling out there.
Absolutely. You too. Thank you, Mike.